Good morning and welcome to Title Talk. It's Monday, June 22nd. I'm Karen Heemstra, and this is my next to the last Title Talk. I do want to let you know that various members of the library staff will be continuing the Title Talk series, so you can get your book fixed for the week, and we'll have further details on that soon. Our first book of the day is Jennifer Chiaverini's new book, Mrs. Lincoln's Sisters. She had, I think, two sisters. Anyway, on a bright morning in May 1875, Elizabeth Todd Edwards is shocked to learn that her younger sister, Mary Lincoln, has tried to commit suicide. They've been estranged for years, but Elizabeth knows how tenuous Mary's mental health is. She lost 3 sons, and following her husband's murder, President Lincoln's murder, of course, her son Robert has taken care of her. So, is Mary's attempt to take her life from a deranged mind, or is it being caused by fear of being locked in an asylum for the rest of her life? If you're interested in history or all things Lincoln, this really sounds like a good book, Mrs. Lincoln's Sisters. Then we have one called The Poison Flood, a novel by Jordan Farmer. This is the story of a humpbacked preacher's son. It's the son who's humpbacked, not the preacher. He lives in West Virginia. I think the father is dead now, and he lives next door in rural isolation next door to the burned out shell of his father's old church. He makes his living by ghostwriting songs for, I think, a country band that left the area and never looked back. But much to his consternation, he's discovered and has the opportunity to make it big in the music world himself. The person who discovers him is the rebellious son of a chemical company magnate, and a chemical spill occurs and contaminates the water around our hero, whose name is Hollis Bragg, around his home. So that's what this novel deals with. Daughters of Smoke and Fire by Abba Homa. This is a novel of modern-day Iran, and it deals with the Kurds. And it is, all of the reviews have said that if you enjoyed Khalid Hosseini's The Kite Runner, that you will enjoy this book too. I know many of us did like Hosseini's The Kite Runner. So Daughters of Smoke and Fire, Ava Homa. Shadow Play by Joseph O'Connor. In this one, a new West End theater is built by Victorian London's most celebrated author and theater impresario. And he hires from Dublin a young clerk who has literary ambitions, and his name is Bram Stoker. So this book follows Bram Stoker's extraordinary experiences at the Lyceum Theatre, his early morning walks on the streets of London that were being terrorized by a killer at the time, his tempestuous relationship with his boss, and the closeness he finds with Ellen Terry. And that all of those experiences have inspired this novel that is poised to become the most iconic and best-selling supernatural tale ever published. Shadow Play by Joseph O'Connor. Alice Clare, The Indigo Ghost. This is about a ship that docks at Plymouth Harbor. Takes place in October 1604. Former ship's surgeon Gabriel Taverner is surprised to receive an urgent summons from his old naval captain. He's come in from the Caribbean, and he is convinced that his ship is haunted by an evil spirit. He's the doctor, Gabriel Taverner. He's dismissive of the crew's wild talk about mysterious blue-skinned ghosts and is sure there has to be a rational explanation. But matters take a disturbing turn when he and the captain discover a body hidden behind one of the bulkheads. Calling on his friend, coroner Theophilus Davy for help, piece by piece, Gabriel uncovers a terrifying tale of treachery, dark magic, unimaginable cruelty, and cold-blooded murder. So this is kind of both a horror story and historical fiction. Don't read it on a night when you really need a good night's rest, I would say. How the Penguins Saved Veronica, Hazel Pryor. This is about 18, she wishes she was 18, 85-year-old Veronica McCready. She is estranged from her family and she wants to find a worthwhile cause that she can leave her fortune to. And she sees a documentary about penguins in Antarctica, and she tells scientists she's coming to visit and she won't take no for an answer. So shortly after she arrives in Antarctica, she convinces the reluctant team to rescue an orphaned baby penguin. He becomes part of life at the base, and Veronica's closed heart starts to open. Her grandson Patrick follows Veronica to Antarctica to make one last try at a reconciliation. And together, Veronica and Patrick and even the scientists learn what family, love, and connections are all about. So this sounds like kind of a heartwarming tale. And then last but not least is The Last Train to Key West by Chanel Cleaton. In this book, a young woman named Mirta Perez has agreed to an arranged marriage. She is in Cuba, and they had a revolution in 1933, and she needs to get out. So she marries this man, and they move to Key West, Florida. And that's where they go on her honeymoon. And she does have a growing attraction to her husband, but his illicit business interests may threaten not only their relationship, but also her life. And meanwhile, another woman, Elizabeth Preston, makes a trip to the Keys to save her once wealthy family from their troubles after the Great Wall Street crash. And her quest takes her to the camps occupied by veterans of the Great War, and it pairs her with an unlikely ally on a treacherous hunt of his own. Of course, they all meet up on one deadly weekend when a horrible hurricane just happens to blow in to Key West. And everybody is in extreme danger. So again, it's a bit of historical fiction, a bit of suspense, a bit of mystery, all rolled into one. Many of these books do not strictly fit into one genre. They can be cross-genre. The Last Train to Key West by Chanel Cleaton. So I hope you have a wonderful week. It's going to be hot today. Stay inside and read. Don't forget to join our summer reading club for adults. You can find details on our website. It's all being done remotely this year, and it is a lot of fun. You will really enjoy it. I will talk to you next week for the final time. Have a great week.